Our next story is from Australia. Britain's King Charles III is in the country right now. He arrived in Australia on Friday to kick off a ceremonial royal tour. He isn't just sightseeing, he's technically on an official visit as Australia's head of state. That's right, even today, Britain's monarch is Australia's sovereign, even though the year is 2024. Somehow Charles is King of Australia as well. His trip started out simple enough. He was given the red carpet treatment. He met top government officials and even interacted with fans of the monarchy. But then today, he visited the Australian Parliament and things got heated. Take a look.
Give us what you stole from us. Our bones, our skulls, our babies, our people. You destroyed our land. Give us the treaty.
That was an Australian senator. Her name is Lydia Thorpe. She is an indigenous Australian and she was quite vocal about her opinion of Charles and the British monarchy in general. She spoke her mind before being escorted out by the police. The senator has been facing heat after her demonstration and for sharing a distasteful image on social media. Some of her peers have called her embarrassing and rude. Others went further, calling her disrespectful and asking her to resign, but the senator is unlikely to back down.
I did it for truth-telling, global truth-telling about the royals who caused so much devastation to not only our people in this country, but indigenous people around the world.
This isn't Thorpe's first high-profile protest. In 2022, she made headlines while taking her oath as senator. In Australia, you see, parliamentarians have to swear loyalty to the British monarch. That's how they take their oath. At that time, it was Elizabeth II when she took oath, and the senator referred to her as the colonizing Queen Elizabeth. So today's demonstration was a continuation of that sentiment. She highlighted the plight of her people. Indigenous Australians were basically overpowered and subjugated. There weren't any negotiations. The British came in, destroyed indigenous communities and grabbed their land and made Australia a prison colony. Eventually, those prisoners and their guards became masters of the land, whereas indigenous Australians became second-class citizens. So obviously, this indigenous senator is not a fan of the British, and especially the British monarchy. Her demonstrations were criticised by some people, but she also received support, even in England.
Well, I think it's fair enough, to be perfectly honest. I think that royals should be greeted by protest wherever they go, and we've been doing that around the UK since the start of last year.
That was the head of a British pressure group. It's called Republic. The group is pushing for an end to the monarchy and transforming the UK into a true republic. Australia has these groups too. In fact, Prime Minister Antony Albanese is a prominent Republican. Albanese wanted to push for a republic initially, but in Australia, that means holding a nationwide referendum. That's the only way to change the country's constitution, through a referendum, and give Charles the boot. But right now, Australians would not appreciate a referendum. It costs a lot of money to hold one. And the average Australian is dealing with a cost of living crisis. The government knows that a referendum will be seen as wasteful expenditure, so they've put the plan on hold, at least until public sentiment improves. After all, they don't want the referendum to fail, like the last one, which was held in 1999. The last referendum extended the British monarchy's tenure by 25 years and counting. So they need to time the next one right. In the meantime, Charles will enjoy his status as head of state there, a status he did not earn but inherited. He may not have to worry about getting ousted, but he should expect more protests. And he shouldn't complain. After all, his ancestors did far worse.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.